All right, chat. We got this video called "Why College Stadiums Are the Biggest in the World." So obviously, everybody knows like Death Valley is like a crazy place to play. There's a lot of big college stadiums. So this dude's gonna talk about it. So let's get into the video.
These are the biggest stadiums in the world. Top of the list is the Narendra Modi Stadium. As a cricket stadium in India, it's host to the most popular sport in the most populous country on earth, so the capacity feels about right. Second is the Rungrado 1st of May Stadium in Pyongyang, North Korea. But while it is a sports stadium, it's more frequently used for massive performances celebrating the North Korean nation and President Kim Il-sung. So again, the capacity makes sense. But after that, filling out the rest of the top 10,
Michigan Stadium, Tiger Stadium, Kyle Field.
College football stadiums. Now, college football is one of the most popular sports in the United States, but it's not a professional American sports league like the NFL. University students are the athletes, and the stadiums are mostly on university campuses. So with all of that in mind, why exactly does this sport have most of the biggest stadiums in the world?
It's actually a good question.
The short answer to this question is in three parts: geography, arithmetic, and of course money. Franklin Field in Philadelphia, built in 1895 to house Penn's football stadium, is credited as the first stadium built primarily for college football. But it was quickly deemed too small for big games, and it was replaced just 8 years later. And that set the tone. You see, football was growing in popularity, and as there were no NFL teams yet, college teams
were the highest level.
College teams played in the Northeast, where the stadium boom began. Harvard built a 40,000-seater in 1903, and in 1914, Yale blew past that with the Yale Bowl, seating 64,000, with temporary seats that could take it above 70,000. And there was no slowing down after World War I. In fact, conditions were primed to ramp up stadium building even further. The competition between schools to attract the best players was growing. In the century before name, image, likeness deals allowed the best players to earn money through endorsements, you couldn't buy a better team, but you could build a much bigger stadium to attract the best players. In 1921, Stanford opened a 65,000-seater stadium, largely in response to the
That's almost already to NFL.
Who themselves built a 73,000-seater stadium.
It's like almost already at the level of like NFL, like already at like 65K.
Just 2 years later. And demand for college football was only increasing. More people had cars, and the highway system improved, making it easier to get to games. Student enrollment grew too, and there was a general economic boom in the roaring 20s, so schools poured money into their football stadiums. But even with capacities going up, people still couldn't get in. The New York Times wrote in 1926, as large as they build the stadiums, they're never large enough to meet the growing need. And also, there was then, and still is, a fundamental economic motivation. There aren't many college football games per year, so to maximize revenue, you need to maximize seats. Michigan Stadium, for example, was expanded to a capacity of at least 100,000 in 1927 after a report from the university administration called for the stadium to be built with, quote, the utmost simplicity, or in other words, to focus on capacity. After World War II, the increasing popularity of college football in the South combined with a desire to expand their athletic programs and earn a larger slice of the economic pie, saw stadiums grow there too. Tennessee, for instance, had a stadium of just 17,860 grow to a 64,000 capacity by 1968. And just like in the North, the competitive motivation saw expansion spread. Georgia coach and athletic director Vince Dooley cited the need to keep up with Florida, Tennessee, and Auburn when arguing for growth from a 59,000-seater to a 77 in the early 1980s. With the rise of the TV era, though, the NFL had begun growing in popularity. But even as it grew into the richest league in the world, and glitzy stadiums sprung up for teams like the Cowboys and the Rams, capacities didn't get close to the college level. The MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, for example, which serves two teams in the largest metropolitan area in America, holds 25,000 seats fewer than Penn State's Beaver Stadium,
which is so
located
weird.
4 hours away in the middle of nowhere in central Pennsylvania. So why is this? Well, for one thing, the NFL teams were playing catch-up in terms of popularity. They also had more games per year and less need to maximize every home game. There's less competition to one-up your rivals, which drove much more of the college football race. Many NFL stadiums are historically funded by taxpayers, so there are also slightly more financial limitations.
Yep.
And even in the new era of luxury stadiums, the emphasis has been on making money via suites and other amenities rather than pure attendance.
Than the
In
like
contrast,
actual
many
seats,
college
exactly.
stadiums were built with bleacher seating, with the aim of packing in more students and alumni. And this is part of the same reason why European soccer stadiums haven't caught up in terms of capacity either. Another part is simple geography. There just isn't as much room in Europe, which often has multiple clubs in the same city or close by.
Yeah.
Plus, American universities almost always own their stadium and the land around it. If they want to expand, they just do it. European clubs have a hard time.
You have to get
When Premier
permission.
League soccer club Arsenal, for example, wanted to expand their stadium in the late 1990s, they were denied permission by the town council, partly because it would have required demolishing 25 neighbourhood houses. So the club found a spot at a local industrial and waste disposal estate, bought it and built their new home, the Emirates Stadium, which now seats 60,704. And teams also fluctuate between divisions based on performance, so revenues are dictated by what league they're in. It's more volatile, so there isn't the assurance of revenue to match the costs of a growing stadium, an issue that college teams just don't have to worry about.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Yeah.
It's actually really cool. Ooh, wow, they have another like really good video that we definitely have to watch. Like this looks like it's gonna be a good video. But honestly, it makes sense. It genuinely does make sense why like NFL teams don't catch up, because they have like the suites and they don't have the taxpayer money. So it actually makes sense. It's just, I wonder if we'll ever see like an NFL stadium with 100,000 seats. That'd be kind of crazy.